Hello and welcome. So, fresh water. In addition to wreaking havoc on the oceans, the terrestrial cyanophytes will create a whole new aquatic environment inland, turning swamp and mud into rivers and lakes. By giving the surrounding soil/mud rigidity with their symbiotic Lithonian roots and providing a food source along with the loner plantae that move in. But you see, not all areas of fresh water are very reachable. So organisms can't just go anywhere. As I said a moment ago, organisms can't just go anywhere in the rivers they want. So imagine that this is the ocean, okay? And then I draw this. Hopefully you can see that. Yep, this is the land. This yellow stuff's the land. And then this is a single river. Now, as you can see, the edge of the line go very strongly along the river. Stop! I bet it's doing some stupid shit whenever I try to go down from the top. Damn. Okay, but as you can see, there's a river here. Organisms can obviously just swim from the sea up into the river, right? Like, they can just do that, right? Okay. Let's say here I put this little black dot representing a waterfall. And it's not like water sliding down a cliff, it's like water goes off a cliff. There's a cave on the other side, behind the waterfall. Nothing, organisms can't just go up it. So on this top area up here, or on this bit, you won't find organisms that live at the bottom. However, there's an exception to this. If there's another stream that goes around like this, and it's assumed that all this is going up altitude, then organisms could go around this way, and then they could be at the top of the waterfall. And similar principle goes for lakes. Theoretically, organisms couldn't just get into a lake like this, but at least at some point, the lake was probably connected to some stream, and so what organisms could get in there before it was then cut off, assuming it is cut off currently. And that's ignoring all sorts of various amphibious organisms that may exist. But I digress. Many Plantitarum species may inhabit the lakes and rivers on the Great Western Land Mass and the Eastern continents, which they will reach in the same sweepstakes colonization event as the fully terrestrial cyanophytes. And so these forms will serve as a food source for freshwater Captorcirca dentes meos, since their methods of swimming are good for navigating the winding river systems of the world, and they're already the default large plant eaters. These forms will look like just about any other Captorcirca dentes meos, they're a pretty homogeneous phylum. But to see through the murky river/lake water, these ones will often have adaptations to electroreception and infrared vision achieved through Earth-like methods. Many organisms may also use echolocation, but Captorcirca dentes meos won't due to anatomical challenges. Other species may evolve to bottom feed. For instance, on Para Ireland, a clade of Odysseus squammies may use their front limbs to dig around for food in the form of detritus and small stella qui fugit. And to do this, they may adapt their front limbs into a spade-like shape to dig through the sand and soil at the bottom of these bodies of water, and their walking legs may thicken to better clamber over the rocky terrain. I'll call this clade Retrum manus, or shovel hands, as opposed to Acuta manus, or sharp hands. On Para Britannia, the same niche is filled by Stella qui fugit. These species have a cartilaginous internal skeleton in their legs to clamber over hard and or steep and or slippery surfaces. And the setae on their arms may fuse into dedicated spades used to dig for food, but not before significantly more of them grow to make it easier to detect things in the murky water, all called as clade. Os crus astra, or bone leg stars, as opposed to mollis crus astra, or soft leg stars. Editing side note here. Okay, fine. These assets are inaccurate. First, I drew them with hair, ignoring that they have spades. Then I drew over the hair as spades, getting rid of the hair technically, but you can still see the hair, so fuck it. It's been 4 months. I can't be bothered to redraw this asset all over again, let alone wait for the day not to be rainy, so I can get a good photo of it with outdoor lighting coming in. It's like, fuck it. It's taken 4 months to get this video out. I want to get the fuck over with, okay? Meanwhile, over on the northern landmass, this niche is filled by Akuta manus, and these forms show the same adaptations as Retrum manus, making them look very similar, in spite of living on the other side of the world, give or take. I'll call this clade parallel vermes or parallel worms, as opposed to ipse vermes or unrelated worms. And on the Great Western landmass, this niche is filled by Curumatella, Foddy, and Shure. These forms use their thick, muscular legs to handle difficult surfaces, and the same muscular legs to dig through sediment. I'll call this clade Cura musculus, or muscle legs, as opposed to Cura remisa, or slack legs. Okay, so look, I'm not happy with most of the script I have. I can't be bothered to go to all the trouble of reading out a script. I don't really feel like writing new stuff out since I'm not sure what to put. But on the other hand, I have to have predators in the freshwater ecosystem, so here's what you're getting. Just an off-script bit. So I know for Parabritannia I wrote this clade of like Vignae Gardens et Foribus, which basically have venom, which they make in glands evolved from salivary glands, and they inject it through teeth which have tunnels in them for that venom to travel through, which makes their teeth more fragile. That's why I gave them the name Dentes Fragiles Mortis, or brittle teeth of death. And of course I didn't create a name for the counterclade, and do I feel bothered enough to? Will I do it in editing? Will I do it in retrospect sometime? I don't know. I can't be bothered. On the other hand, the inconsistency is pissing me off. Ugh. For para, what's it? For what continent is this? I think it's for para Ireland. Basically, I wrote something where like last year where it's like, now there's a lot of animals in freshwater that have like big mouths and just swallow their prey whole. I should reference that trend. It's like, one, I can't remember the animals I was going off of at the time right now, except for like catfish, and also it's like, I don't know why it would happen. On the other hand, I'd rather they do something somewhat interesting, so fuck it. Big octodentes that swallowed a prey whole in the rivers and lakes of Para Ireland. And then on the Great Western landmass, what did I have? Okay, so it seems to be another clade of animals that just got really big. In this case, it's like just having really small what even is this? Something about like size relative to river problem. It's this one saying that the other one must have had something about like problems with like size relative to river, or something in terms of its evolution that I wrote it. Yep, this off-script bit is very low quality. Look, I had to have predators in these ecosystems to have this video finished, and I want to get this video over with because I'm tired of working on it. Its theme isn't really that interesting to me. Like, literally the next proper video is like literally like the first clade of radial zones coming onto land, and what's this? Some like a whole bunch of the same like basically a whole bunch of filler. The last bit was like multiple of the terrestrial body plans are based on the animals I showed in the previous scripted bit, but like this it's like I don't really care about it. God, I hope these mouth noises aren't getting into the audio. I can hear them as I talk, so hopefully they're not getting into the audio. Fucking hell, I've been going for so long with this. I called the ones living in Para Ireland Behemoth Piscis, or behemoth fish, as opposed to Pisciculus, or small fish. Yeah, I think Google Translate fucked something up there. Those are supposed to be two separate words, not one. Fuck it. I really don't want to be making this section. It really doesn't add much. So why am I dragging it out? I bet it's like half the video now. So, yeah, the quality content you subscribe to this channel for. There's a whole lot of stuff I wanted to say here, but ultimately a lot of it's like goes into way too personal territory. I feel like it's like I feel like a lot of the thoughts I'm currently having are boiled down to It's 2 a.m. Nearly 3 a.m. I'm tired. I'm gonna get to sleep. That last like third of the video may have been low production quality, but at least the video's coming out less than 3 weeks after part 1 redone. Still over 2 months after the last new video. I just wanna go to sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep. Fuck off. Hey, lol, it's the end of the video. Truly, I finished production unless I decide last minutes ago and just completely redo the asset for that thing from the ground up, which I can't be bothered to, frankly. So yeah. So after this video, I'm going to have a little bit of a break, as some of the technology stuff is getting... One, some of the stuff I use to make this is in repairs, so I can't use it, and some of the stuff I'm actually going to be using new stuff, and I'm going to have to get that stuff set up, and so it's going to be a little while. Albeit I'm saying that after not uploading a new episode for 4 fucking months, so... I don't know how much of a break this is relative to that. Seriously, it's been almost 3 months since the remake of part 1. What the fuck? Like, in the time since then to now, last year, I did all of part 2. And, like, the start of part 3. I am such a mess now. God. Anyway, there's a... But yeah, frankly, it's... Yeah, I also like how I was saying I was just doing the being lazy on the last section of the video, but as basically because I wanted to get it over with, and it's like, I recorded that more than 2 fucking months ago, back when I still thought I'd get this video done by the end of July, because that was the original fucking goal. Yeah, needless to say, there has been significant delays to the plans of content schedule because of how fucking long it's taking me to do this video. I can't get straight to work on the next video because stuff being repairs, and I have no idea how soon it's getting back to me. Or if it's even, like, everything's fully set up for it to get back to me. So yeah. I love my life. In some ways, my life... It's not awful compared to what many go through, but also I hate my life. So yeah, I believe I went through a production log on some of the more specifics earlier on, I guess, I believe. Yeah, something I've noticed is I really need to have labels on what asset is labels what, so I know what is what, because so many times I get confused because I change the name of something, right? And then I get confused, and then I get confused that I use the name, the beta name on later on when referring to it, because I wrote the script months ago and then forgot to edit it and didn't even identify the clade. This is another problem with having clades that are like basically don't need to exist, but still giving them fancy ass names because I forget it, and I might change it because Latin can be fucky sometimes. Well, not Latin. Latin's a pretty unbullshit language, but Google translates the fucky spit. And then, what else? Oh, and then, what? And sometimes I forget what a clade is and I put the wrong asset in. I learned I had to actually go through and check what it is, which meant spending like 10 minutes looking through the scripts of part 5 and then part 4, trying to figure out what Vignier A Gardens A4 was, whatever fuck I named it is. Yeah, there's a reason why for my next project I am not using Latin name origins. Fucking hell. But also this video's finally fucking done. Fuck yeah. How is it already October? Sunday, I've got school tomorrow. Fucking hell. Well, hope you're having a better day than me, where I'm having a
I don't know how to feel about it. On one hand, I feel like shit. On the other hand, I'm having a normal chill day. On the other hand, it's going by way too fucking fast. Peace. Goodbye, folks, I guess. God, my life's a mess. So, how do I manage to make the fully post-production, like, outro be, what's it? Let me think. How do I manage to make the fully post-production outro be, like, a third of the video's length, when the base video before that, including the post-audio outro, is, like, 10 minutes? Well, I guess it means I get more watchmen if people watch through this, eh? I would not be surprised if a lot of people click off when I get to the outro, because these things drag on and are often so meaningless. Well, goodbye, folks. Truly now. I don't even feel like going on about how stuff is going on behind the scenes, because I don't even know, frankly.